At my time, I felt pressure. You have nightmare about fighting, you know, because the name you carry on, you know. Everybody wants to see a Gracie to lose, and this builds a lot of pressure. I teach Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, or Gracie Jiu Jitsu is exactly the same thing. And my name is Carley Gracie, and I'm a red and black belt. You know, at that time was a lot of tension, and I had to be the best I could possibly be. I couldn't have fun like everybody would go nightclub, having fun. I have to be the guy that had to go to sleep early, you know, and get up early and focus on my jiu-jitsu. I'm over here, okay? I got in here, and here immediately defend, okay? After you defend here, I do this. Look, you or him are going to do this probably. Foot in here, maintain the pressure in here, right? And then this foot goes in here. Look, from here to here, grab in here. Look, the hands over here, goes under here, and crowbar almost this hand out of there, and put in here. From this point in here, okay, I can stretch my stomach forward and break his arm in here. Or I can stretch my left leg and choke him here. The way it started, as far as I was informed within my family, is that my father, Carlos Gracie, was in the north of Brazil at the time, living in there, and was a big Japanese immigration in the area. My grandfather was very close to Count Koma, you know, the time was a champion of Japan, came to Brazil, as far as I was informed, and I asked my grandfather to teach Jiu-Jitsu to my father, Carlos Gracie, at the time. And this is why actually starting the movement of Gracie Jiu Jitsu involved with the Gracie family. Some of the techniques that my father learned from his master was the Count Koma, was that he required so much strength to do it. He wasn't a very strong person. And he modified a little bit. He's modified different techniques. And actually, with this modification, it's starting to become very effective in a real fight condition. It was very popular in Brazil by the time I was born. And we have tremendous respect by the society because the original Gracies already make the name famous. And I was raised in a family of fighters because of that. And to me it was good because I developed a good skill of defending myself in the streets, and I become eventually one of the very technical within the environment of Jiu-Jitsu in Brazil. Okay, you gotta go to punch in here, okay? You come in here, you clinch in here. After you clinch, you bend in here, and hook, take it down. Mountain here. In our style of Jiu-Jitsu, we're not excited about exchanging punches with nobody. We wanted to break into the area of punching and go to the clinch, and the clinch takes down. As simple words as that. We want to go to the clinch and take down, and the down we eliminate, okay? Every time before the fight, he come to talk to us and inspire into us a tremendous feeling of confidence. You know what I mean? Because if you go to the fight insecure, this insecurity already going against you. But if you go in there to the fight 100% confident that you're going to do well, that you're confident what you know, remember what you know, you're going to do well. You really do well. When I was going to fight, my father came to me and said, look, the guy was already yelling up because of who you are, okay? You know, he already know your black belt, he already remember the Gracie family, you know, just that, he already 50% defeated already. Now, you use your power to finish it, you know, the other 50%. You already win 50% on this fight already. And this transformed into my head. I was about 18, 19 years old, you know, on here my father, the person that was the almighty man of my life, you know, very experienced in martial art, telling me this, I convinced myself he is right. And I performed his points of view and always did well because of that also. When I was coming to fight, I feel confident that it would be very hard to get somebody that could give me a hard time. I wasn't nervous any time I was fighting. I was having nightmares, you know. I lie down in my bed, look at the ceiling of my room, and imagine position of a fight I did the day before, you know, and imagine what could I have done. I study my own mind, the techniques. But since I was so deeply involved in jiu-jitsu, like almost 8 hours a day, you know, and like from 8 in the morning until noon, and then from 4 to 8 at night, very seldom you see people that train that much every day. Anyone and I practice at that time have a tremendous advantage over me because my jiu-jitsu was like a reflex, you know what I mean? I don't have to think about it, what I want to do. Just the position, I behave the way I know where the guy is going to go, and I can shortcut and beat the person. Okay, the situation here is this. I'm fighting with a person. I happen to fall down on the floor for some reason, and the opponent standing up, okay? And the position that you're in right now, everybody can see that the foot behind is the most dangerous one. You don't want to kick with this one. From my point of view, I know if any threat for you will be from that foot in now, okay? Another detail important to remember, the guy in my situation, is never to be like this, because you miss a lot of movement. You have to be here, okay? And remember, when they're going to kick, you block this way. If you kick, when they kick in here, okay, you block in here, and then you kick the other one immediately. You block one and kick the other one, okay? And also, when you kick, you take your body off the floor to be able to put your weight on your kick. Not just kicking like this, but when you do this, your weight of your body is on your foot. I found the most difficult ones, but still I could overpower with certain comfortable, was the wrestlers. Wrestlers, yeah. Because the karate guys, I could clinch. As soon as I clinch with them, that was a baby in my hands, you know. The judo guys too, you know, they're good in throws. But I was very well trained in throws also in Brazil, because the part of jiu-jitsu that people don't realize is equilibrium in throws of jiu-jitsu is judo. You know, I was very well trained on that. So judo couldn't have a chance over me either. This is the guillotine. You turn here and you choke the guy. I'm going to lift him off the floor through his neck, and the pressure increases on his neck and he'll tap. This is actually what the guillotine is, okay? And a lot of people out there, you know, especially in the UFC, have never seen the defense of this, okay? And I'm going to show you one of them, okay? When you're actually being caught in a guillotine, like in that situation here, you remember your neck is locked, but your arms are free, you know? Your arms are free. Then you put one hand here, another hand you push his hips away from you, and then push his body this way here, okay? As soon as his head, okay, is below yours, you can take him down easily from here because I'm putting his weight on his left foot. And then from here, I bring him down this way here. I bring him down. From here, if he's still insisting on grabbing my neck, I change the arm in here, go to this side, and put the weight on his neck and come this way. He had to let my neck go to rescue his neck. The jiu-jitsu that I learned was a complete repertoire, you know, it was a whole thing. And today, what I noticed, the last 20 years to now, the new generation of Gracies start to teach more ground, you know. And I noticed that, which is the end of the fight. It's good too, okay? But I see a lot of people running to the guard. What's happened about the stand-up aggression of Gracie Jiu Jitsu is starting to become very disregarded because everybody wants to learn the ground fighting. And there's a part of Jiu Jitsu is very effective, the stand-up aggression, which is the first encounter on the streets. You have to be good to defend yourself when somebody attacks you on the street. This is what builds your confidence, you know? If you only know how to go to the grounds, make a difference. The guy could be a boxer. And if you're very good in stand-up aggression, you can defend yourself against a boxer. Even know that for example, if you see two boxers fighting, okay, and there's no referee, they come to the clinch and go to the ground. Whoever knows a little bit more on the ground will win the fight. because the boxers, when they're fighting, never go to the ground because the referee separate them when they come to the clinch. I'm not very happy with that part. I want to see the people starting the fight, knowing how to throw, and then continue the fight, not just pulling to the guard and starting the fight from the ground. One thing that I like to mention too, that being very disregarded, is the way to take somebody down. For example, I'm over here fighting with this person here, okay? What can I do to put his back on the floor from this point? To do this, actually, I have to get out of here, right? So I'm fighting here, and I want to get out of here and put his back in here on the floor. So the approach is very simple. That's what I want the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys to develop, okay? I'm over here. Look at this. To take him, put his back in here, I have to get out of here, right? So I'm coming in here. Look. One. Look. You count 1, 2. Now the 3 now. Look, the 3 comes in here, and then here you go there. So I was standing there. And this is the direction that I would like many of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighters to develop. Takedowns with throws, you know, when they start the fight. After 10 years living here in America, you know, I was partying with the YMCA guys, everybody. I feel how much of technique is in here, how much the level of technique of this country had, okay? And I found a lot of people live in a world of fantasy. That's what makes the door open for the Gracie family. I think the Gracie family in Brazil live in the real world. When my father wants everybody to live in the real world. And I noticed that it was easy to overpower the people who don't know our style in here. So, and then I started to incentivize the members of the family to come to America 10 years after I was here. And then I mentioned to them we could make the same thing we make in here in Brazil, because similar fights, like you call the Heroes of the Ring, was going on in Brazil, run by my father, you know? And it was the same thing as today here in America, we call the UFC, okay? The UFC is nothing more but a copy of something that happened in Brazil, you know? So, and I incentivize them to come to America, you know, to come here, and the family in Brazil at that time, very tense one to the other, was competing against each other, because the outsiders couldn't compete against the Gracies. So it was Gracie competing against Gracie in Brazil. And I suggested to them, look, let's come to America, and we don't have to compete against ourselves anymore. We put the whole country to compete with us, and you'll see our results will be fantastic. You know, you put a new idea in martial art, will revolutionize the martial art world in America. And we can see that today, the presence of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the UFC have actually revolutionized the martial art, not just in America, but the rest of the world. I'm in a guard. Try to pass the guard in here. I don't know if you remember this. Look, everybody trying to do this, you know, and that, start to pass the guard. You go like this, you know. From here, you go like this. After you grab these 2 parts in here, you just simply walk back. Walk back. This is what would happen. Okay? You just walk back. I call myself a person semi-retired already. Okay? I'm coming here to practice jiu-jitsu and train my students, and just to keep a tradition going. Okay? Because I'm the oldest member of the Gracie family, putting a gi and walking to the mat to teach. There's nobody older than me doing this already, you know? So I'm the oldest one alive doing what I'm doing here, you know? And I do only for the reason of tradition. What tradition to me is what the Gracie family doing with Jiu-Jitsu, what my father taught us, you know? What my father taught us to do it. I'm just following the route, what my father did. This is the tradition of doing what my father did. I'm doing the same thing now, and pass to others the knowledge that I know to my students. What builds your confidence is the choice that you have on defending yourself, okay? If somebody attack you in the neck, okay, you're able to defend because you know what's coming. you should be able to defend if you have knowledge of the defense. But you have to remember also, if any technique of Brazilian already locked, there is no defense. What helps you to give the confidence of defending is because you know what's coming and you can stop from somebody locking on you the technique.